For the longest time, the battle lines were pretty clear. Intel versus AMD, but it was all about CPUs. Well, that old rivalry has just exploded onto a brand new battlefield, graphics cards. So today, we're putting them head to head. Okay, so let's get right into it. A brand new contender has officially stepped into the ring to challenge a long-standing champion. And for us PC builders, that changes everything. So when Intel's new Arc GPUs take on AMD's Radeon lineup, who actually comes out on top? Well, the answer, it might just surprise you.
Before we get into all the benchmarks and the raw numbers, let's do a quick tale of the tape on our two competitors. You gotta know who you're dealing with, right?
And this really lays it all out, doesn't it? In one corner, you've got Intel, the ambitious newcomer. They're not trying to conquer the whole market at once. They're laser-focused on that super important budget to mid-range segment. And in the other corner, you have AMD, the seasoned veteran with decades of GPU know-how. And they've got cards for pretty much every price point you can imagine.
All right, gloves are off. Let's kick things off with what is, for many of us, the most important round: raw gaming performance. How do these cards actually handle the games you want to play?
So, right off the bat, this chart shows something really important. When you're looking at older games, especially ones running on DirectX 11, AMD has a clear advantage. Their drivers are just super mature and stable, which usually means a smoother, more polished experience. But watch what happens when we switch over to modern games on DirectX 12 and Vulkan. Suddenly, that performance gap practically disappears. You can really tell Intel's architecture was built from the ground up for modern gaming, and it lets them trade blows with AMD in all the latest titles.
Now, just to be specific about who we're talking about here, we're really focusing on the heart of the market. The main event is between cards like Intel's Arc A750 and A770 going up against AMD's Radeon RX 7600 and 7700 XT. Both of these teams are fighting for that 1080p and 1440p gaming sweet spot.
But a great graphics card these days is about way more than just raw frames per second. So for round two, let's look beyond the frame rates and check out the special features and unique tech that each side is bringing to the fight. Okay, what we're looking at here are some really interesting trade-offs. Both sides have powerful AI upscaling tech, Intel's ZSS and AMD's FSR, that basically boost your performance for free. Then you've got AMD's Smart Access Memory, which gives your AMD CPU a direct line to your GPU's memory for a nice little performance bump. But look at that video encoding row. This is where Intel lands a massive right hook with its superior AV1 support.
So why is AV1 such a big deal? Well, because it's pretty much the future of online video. It lets you stream or record your gameplay at a much higher quality without needing a crazy fast internet connection or creating huge files. For any streamers or content creators out there, this isn't just a nice little feature, it is an absolute game changer.
Okay, it's time for the final round. And let's be honest, this is the one that often seals the deal for a lot of us: price and power. What's it going to cost you to buy it, and what's it going to cost you to run it?
And this number right here, this might just be Intel's knockout punch. In that critical $250 to $300 price range, the sheer value you get from an Intel Arc card is incredibly strong. It makes it a really compelling option for anyone building a new PC on a budget.
But of course, there's a flip side to that amazing value, and it's measured in watts. AMD's RDNA 3 architecture is just more efficient, plain and simple. You get better performance for every watt of power you use, which means less heat in your case and less strain on your power supply. Intel's cards, well, they're a little more power hungry, so you want to make sure you have a solid PSU to keep them happy.
All right, the 3 rounds are over. We've looked at gaming, we've looked at the special features, and we've talked about the all-important price and power. It is time for the final verdict.
So who wins? Well, the truth is, there isn't one single champion here. The best choice really truly depends on what you care about. If you're a streamer or a content creator on a tight budget, Intel Arc's AV1 encoding is an incredible, almost unbeatable feature. But if you prioritize rock-solid drivers and power efficiency for a cooler, quieter PC, then the veteran AMD Radeon is still the proven, safer bet.
At the end of the day, what this whole showdown really proves is that having a new, serious competitor in the graphics card market, that's just fantastic news for all of us. More competition means more innovation, it means better prices, and it means more options. And that is a win for the entire PC building community.
So as this GPU battlefield keeps changing and evolving, the power is truly in your hands. After seeing the tale of the tape and how these two giants stack up against each other, the only question left is, which one are you going to choose?